Caitlin Clark just did something that no athlete has done since Michael Jordan.
Where he's like Wayne Gretzky, Michael Jordan, probably eventually Caitlin Clark, where it's like individual people make an entire country tune into their sport.
1,000%.
Like hockey was never bigger than when Wayne Gretzky was playing it, and it was ridiculous how much it grew the sport.
Tiger Woods.
He's getting the lion's share of the attention. The games are now getting all of his games are on TV, and he just was a polarizing figure. And Tiger Woods was like that when he went to the PGA as well. He changed the total economics of golf the same way Michael Jordan changed the financial economics of the NBA.
Caitlin Clark. The name is echoing through the basketball world, not just in the WNBA, but in the NBA too. Remember when Michael Jordan's name alone could sell out any product, any endorsement instantly? Well, get ready, because Caitlin Clark is creating that same level of frenzy, that same kind of marketing magic, and it's making some WNBA veterans sweat. She's not just a rising star, she's a cultural phenomenon, a force of nature that's changing the game both on and off the court. And her recent groundbreaking deal? It mirrors the legendary impact of MJ himself. Caitlin Clark isn't just playing basketball, she's rewriting the rules, and the entire sports world is taking notice. Caitlin Clark has just inked a deal that's sending shockwaves through the sports world. Wilson, the official game ball supplier for both the NBA and the WNBA, has signed Clark to an exclusive partnership, making her the first female athlete since Michael Jordan to launch her own signature basketball collection. Let that sink in for a moment. Caitlin Clark, Michael Jordan, 2 names, 2 legends, 2 game changers. This isn't just about selling basketballs. It's about shattering glass ceilings, about redefining what's possible for female athletes, and about ushering in a new era of women's basketball.
But she's incredible. Congratulations to her and her family. Yeah. The crazy thing is I'm just seeing her last year when they played LSU, but she's phenomenal.
And these aren't your average run-of-the-mill basketballs. Clark's signature collection is a work of art, each ball a testament to her remarkable achievements on the court. The 3-Up ball, with its sleek white and gold design, celebrates her deadly accuracy from beyond the arc. The record breaker commemorates her jaw-dropping statistical dominance. And the Crowd Maestro, adorned with laser-etched motifs, honors her ability to electrify arenas and turn every game into an unforgettable spectacle. These basketballs aren't just for playing, they're collector's items, symbols of a new era in women's basketball. And the demand? Unprecedented. Tens of thousands of Clark's signature basketballs sold out in under 40 minutes. That's faster than it takes A'ja Wilson to craft a cryptic subtweet. This wasn't just a product launch, it was a cultural moment. But Caitlin Clark isn't just dominating the sports world, she's conquering the supermarket aisle too. She recently partnered with Hy-Vee, a major grocery chain, to release a limited edition line of basketballs as part of the Inspire series. The Tribute Ball honors her time with the Iowa women's basketball team, and the Dreamer Ball is designed to inspire young athletes to pursue their dreams. Caitlin Clark is not merely a record-setting athlete, stated Amanda Lamb, Hy-Vee's head of global brand marketing. She's a cultural icon. And that's the key to Clark's unprecedented success. She's not just a basketball player. She's a brand, a symbol of empowerment, a force of nature that's transcending the boundaries of sports and capturing the attention of a global audience. To put her popularity in perspective, consider this. Outside of Kevin Durant, LeBron James, who, let's be honest, is getting up there in age, and Steph Curry, there isn't a single NBA player more popular right now than Caitlin Clark. Let that sink in. A WNBA rookie is outshining some of the biggest names in the NBA. That's not just impressive, it's revolutionary. And Caitlin's success isn't just about endorsements and merchandise, it's about the game itself. Her WNBA games are averaging a staggering 1.18 million viewers, 3 times the league average. She's not just raising the bar, she's launching it into orbit, bringing a new level of excitement and attention to a league that has long struggled for recognition. She's filling arenas, breaking records, and generating viral social media moments every single week. Fans who had never even heard of the WNBA are now tuning in to watch Caitlin Clark play, drawn to her electrifying style, her infectious enthusiasm, and her undeniable star power. She's become a cultural icon, a role model for young girls, and a symbol of the growing power and influence of women's sports. Her marketability is off the charts, surpassing even international superstars like Messi and Ronaldo. She's become a global phenomenon, a household name and a marketing dream.
Making her the first athlete since Michael Jordan to get their own signature basketball from Wilson. She also becomes the first WNBA player to get her own signature basketball from Wilson.
Wilson couldn't keep up with the demand. Tens of thousands of Clark signature basketballs sold out in under 40 minutes, less time than it takes A'ja Wilson to craft a cryptic tweet. This wasn't just a soft launch, it was a cultural phenomenon, resembling the excitement surrounding an iPhone release or a Travis Scott collaboration. Just when you thought the momentum couldn't escalate further, Clark unveiled another collection, this time partnering with none other than a major grocery chain. Yes, you heard that right. Caitlin Clark is achieving sneaker-level sellouts with a supermarket. Her impact is reaching unprecedented heights, bridging the gap between sports and everyday life.
Calling all Caitlin Clark fans, 2 new limited edition basketballs are now available at select Hy-Vee stores. The designs are part of the Inspire series that Clark is doing in partnership with Wilson Sporting Goods. The tribute ball pays homage to Clark's time within the Iowa women's basketball team, and the Dreamer Ball is designed to encourage athletes to pursue their dreams. Both are available in sizes 3 and 6 at select Hy-Vee.
Wilson's head of global brand Amanda Lamb made it clear. Caitlin Clark is not merely a record-setting athlete, but a cultural icon. Translation, she's not just another player, she's the player. That's why Wilson is betting on her to spearhead their women's basketball brand into the future. This isn't a temporary promotion, it represents a comprehensive brand shift. Caitlin's face is now the new face of the game, signaling a transformative moment for
These ladies, and I'm a WNBA fan, they cannot have this Caitlin Clark thing up any worse if they try.
So she spoke out against that. She got people paid. She got better travel arrangements. She increased the ratings and the revenue, which obviously the WNBA benefited exponentially because now you got a $200 million deal. All of these things being considered, you damn right. It is appropriate that she got Athlete of the Year. She is special, and she's.
But not everyone is celebrating Caitlin's success. Some WNBA veterans accustomed to being the face of the league are feeling the pinch, their own endorsements and media attention dwindling in the shadow of Clark's meteoric rise. They're watching from the sidelines as this first-year player shatters records, signs multi-million-dollar deals, and becomes the darling of the media, and they can't help but feel a twinge of resentment, a sense of being overshadowed, perhaps even replaced. The contrast between Clark's meteoric rise and the reactions of some veterans highlights the shifting dynamics within the WNBA, a league that's grappling with its newfound popularity and the changing landscape of women's basketball. And it's not just about jealousy. It's about a fundamental shift in the culture of the WNBA. For years, the league has emphasized teamwork, grit, and a collective effort to elevate women's basketball. But with the arrival of Caitlin Clark, the focus has shifted to individual star power, to marketability, to the kind of celebrity endorsements that were once unheard of in the WNBA. And some veterans, accustomed to the old ways, are struggling to adapt. They see Clark as a threat, a disruptor, someone who's breaking the unspoken rules of the game. And their resentment, their bitterness is palpable, manifesting itself in on-court aggression, passive-aggressive social media posts, and a general sense of unease in the locker room. The truth is, Caitlin Clark is exposing the WNBA's long-standing flaws, the very issues that have held the league back for years. The inadequate marketing, the lack of national media attention, the paltry salaries. These problems weren't created by Caitlin Clark, but her success is shining a spotlight on them, highlighting the vast disparity between the WNBA's potential and its current reality. She's become a symbol of what's possible, a walking, talking advertisement for the untapped potential of women's basketball. And while some veterans may resent her for it, the reality is that Clark is doing the league a favor. She's forcing them to confront their shortcomings, to step up their game, and to finally embrace the power of individual star power to elevate the entire sport. She got people paid, she got better travel arrangements, she increased the ratings and the revenue, Charles Barkley pointed out, highlighting Clark's positive impact on the WNBA. All of these things being considered, you damn right it is appropriate that she got Athlete of the Year. She is special. And Barkley, a man who's never been afraid to speak his mind, didn't hold back in his criticism of the veterans who were jealous of Clark's success. These ladies, and I'm a WNBA fan, he stated, they cannot have this Caitlin Clark thing up any worse if they try.
And when you take into stock the fact that outside of Kevin Durant, aging superstar, LeBron James, 40 years old, and Steph Curry, there's not a single NBA player more popular today than Caitlin Clark. That is a problem.
And then, in a moment that sent shockwaves through the basketball world, Michael Jordan himself weighed in on the Caitlin Clark phenomenon. Jordan, the undisputed GOAT, the man whose name is synonymous with basketball greatness, offered Clark a public endorsement, a gesture of respect and admiration that instantly elevated her status and solidified her place in basketball history. I'm just seeing her last year when they played LSU, Jordan remarked, his voice filled with genuine awe. But she's phenomenal. Congratulations to her and her family. He praised Clark's incredible talent, her impact on the game, and her ability to inspire a new generation of basketball fans. What's that next step like for her? He mused. You have, I think, just so many more challenges of how to handle yourself as an adult, right? You go through that whirlwind of being a senior in college, transitioning into the W, and then the next step is how to become just an even better leader. Jordan's words, a powerful endorsement from the greatest basketball player of all time, weren't just a compliment. They were a validation of Clark's extraordinary talent and a recognition of her potential to become a true icon of the sport. And the comparison between Clark and Jordan isn't just hype, it's backed by some truly remarkable statistics. Caitlin Clark and Michael Jordan are the only two rookies in NBA, WNBA history to average at least 18 points, 8.5 assists, 5 rebounds, 1 block, and 2 steals per game during the playoffs. Let that sink in. Caitlin Clark, in her first season in the WNBA, is putting up numbers that rival those of the greatest basketball player of all time. This isn't just about talent. It's about rewriting the record books, about defying expectations, and about proving that women's basketball can be just as exciting, just as competitive, just as captivating as the men's game. And this statistical comparison, this undeniable parallel between Clark and Jordan, isn't just a coincidence. It's a sign of a changing of the guard, a passing of the torch from one generation of basketball greatness to the next.
We knew Caitlin Clark was marketable, but she's been put over some pretty big names. In fact, some worldwide, huge, international names. 2 of them being Messi and Ronaldo. But for Caitlin Clark, on a worldwide marketability list for athletes, to be ahead of both Messi and Ronaldo is quite impressive. Steph Curry is behind her on the list.
You know well enough that in 1984, when Michael Jordan came into the NBA, the ratings in the NBA were not great. Chicago Stadium was, a third full.
Caitlin Clark is more than just a basketball player. She's a cultural phenomenon, a marketing powerhouse, and a force for change in the world of women's sports. She's attracting a new generation of fans to the WNBA, boosting ratings and driving merchandise sales through the roof. Her influence extends beyond the basketball court, reaching into the worlds of fashion, entertainment, and even the grocery aisle. As her signature products fly off the shelves, her endorsements command top dollar, and her social media presence rivals that of some of the biggest celebrities in the world. She's not just playing the game, she's changing it, rewriting the rules, and forcing the WNBA to adapt to a new era of individual star power and unprecedented marketability. And the most exciting part? She's just getting started. Caitlin Clark's rapid ascent to superstardom has created ripples of jealousy and resentment within the WNBA. Veteran players, some of whom have dedicated their entire careers to building the league, are now watching from the sidelines as this rookie phenom commands the spotlight, signs multi-million-dollar endorsement deals, and becomes the face of women's basketball. The dynamic in the locker room has shifted, the old guard struggling to adapt to the new reality, the new era of Caitlin Clark. Would you be jealous of somebody that got a $28 million shoe deal before you stepped foot in the pros? One commentator asked, highlighting the unprecedented nature of Clark's success and the potential for resentment among her peers. This jealousy, this bitterness, isn't just about money. It's about respect, about recognition, about the years of hard work and dedication that these veteran players have poured into a league that, until recently, has struggled for attention and financial stability. And now, with the arrival of Caitlin Clark, the spotlight has shifted, the focus narrowed, and some veterans feel like they're being left behind, their contributions overlooked, their legacies overshadowed.
She's doing, rating-wise for the WNBA, what Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Steph Curry have been doing for the NBA.
The idea of some players being jealous, yes, that probably exists.
Okay.
To me, yeah, jealous, sure. I mean, would you be jealous of somebody that got $28 million a shoe deal or whatever the deal is before you step foot in the pro?
But amidst the jealousy and resentment, there's also a sense of awe, a recognition that Caitlin Clark is something truly special. What a lot of people weren't willing or were a bit reluctant to appreciate, Charles Barkley observed, was the game on this young white sister of ours. She can ball. He praised her talent, her impact on the league, and her ability to bring in new fans and generate excitement for women's basketball. And, oh, by the way, he continued, she was a great ambassador for the game, and by the way, she came in there and looked out for everybody else. For 22 years, they couldn't get chartered flights. That sister got there, and it was done in 2 weeks. That's who Caitlin Clark is. Barkley's comments highlight the transformative nature of Clark's influence, her ability to not only elevate her own game, but to improve the conditions and opportunities for all WNBA players. She's a game changer, a disruptor, and a force for positive change within the league. And while some veterans may struggle to accept her rapid rise, the reality is that Caitlin Clark is ushering in a new era for women's basketball. An era of increased visibility.
What if I told you a WNBA rookie was out here doing what no one thought was possible and outshining the great Michael Jordan's legacy? How would you react? Caitlin Clark is the girl flipping the script. Her rookie numbers are ridiculous. Fans, analysts, and even Michael Jordan stans are.
And what a lot of people weren't willing or were a bit reluctant to appreciate was the game on this young white sister of ours. She can ball. And oh, by the way, she was a great ambassador for the game. And by the way, she came in there and looked out for everybody else. For 22 years, they couldn't get chartered flights. That sister got there and it was done in 2 weeks. That's who Caitlin Clark is.
They try so long to get respect for women's basketball, and then they treat it like a junior high school girl's locker room. Junior high school girl antics on the court. Instead of playing the game, they gotta be drama because they're jealous. Instead of letting their skills speak for themselves, they gotta be drama because they're jealous. Now, what little girl wants to grow up and play in a league where you're targeted like that? How do you sit here and profess and demand that everyone take women's sports seriously when you can't even take it seriously enough to not act like a junior high queen on the court? It's stupid. That's so dumb. It looks like a soap opera.
But the increased attention, the soaring popularity, the relentless media scrutiny, it all comes at a price. Caitlin Clark has become a target, both on and off the court. Opponents are playing her more physically, trying to intimidate her with hard fouls and aggressive defense. Critics are picking apart her game, scrutinizing her every move, looking for any sign of weakness or imperfection. And the pressure to perform, to live up to the hype, to justify the millions of dollars in endorsements is immense. What little girl wants to grow up and play in a league where you're targeted like that? Charles Barkley asked, highlighting the double standard that female athletes often face. How do you sit here and profess and demand that everyone take women's sports seriously when you can't even take it seriously enough to not act like a junior high queen on the court? It's stupid. That's so dumb. It looks like a soap opera. Barkley's comments, though perhaps harsh, underscore the challenges that Caitlin Clark and other female athletes face in a world that's still struggling to accept and embrace the power and potential of women's sports. But amidst the negativity, amidst the jealousy and the criticism, Caitlin Clark continues to shine. She's not letting the pressure get to her. She's embracing the challenge, using it as fuel for her competitive fire. And with Michael Jordan's endorsement, she's gained a powerful ally, a voice of validation from the greatest basketball player of all time. She's rewriting the playbook, not just for women's basketball, but for all of women's sports, proving that female athletes can be just as marketable, just as influential, just as captivating as their male counterparts. And the most exciting part? This is just the beginning. Caitlin Clark's journey has just begun, and the future of women's basketball with her at the helm looks brighter than ever before. What do you think about Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA and the world of women's sports? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more in-depth analysis and commentary on the biggest stories in sports.